What's going on, Lee? How you doing today? Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on?
Not much, man. It's been a long day, man. I'm glad to have you here today. Uh,
Yep.
we got, I mean, we got a whole show here. It's gonna be a little bit long today. I'm not sure if we're ready for this.
Yeah. Well,
Perfect. So, tell me, man, how you been doing this week, man? What's going on?
it's been a long week, a lot of learning, a lot of being up at night, just forever learning new stuff and trying to get into more skills I can pick up on and just talking to other people, just the same routine, just dragged out a little longer throughout the day.
That is good. That is good, man. I got to tell you the truth, man. Um, my week is was. I'm gonna turn to the side real quick because I have to take a look at something else real quick. Um, my week was busy, man. My
Yeah.
week was busy, busy. And then the best thing about that week, about this week was that I learned a lot. I learned a lot from some individuals that are close to me at work, and I learned a lot from one of my instructors. So I'm working on my MBA right now on IT, and
Yeah.
I have this instructor. Her name is Sue, and then I mean, at the beginning, I started the class being a little bit like, oh, I know this material because it was a project management material, and I was like, okay, I got this. It's gonna be easy. But then she ended up like showing me a bunch of things that I never thought about. How can I implement these things, not just at work, but in my life, in my business,
Yeah.
in my socials. How can I make project management work for me? And then she was talking about this project Libre, which is a tool that project managers use in order to have all the tasks aligned together in order. Something very very special. And start working with it. It was part of my last assignment, and then I was able to put it together. And then there's something called dependencies in project management.
Mm.
And dependencies are tasks, or you put dependencies to different tasks to in order for you to start that new task once the previous task that you're supposed to end before the next one starts. It's kind of you see it on a picture, and it was amazing. Like, for example, let's say that you have in IT, you're working on a computer, you're building a computer, and then the steps are, you get the case, you get the case of the computer, and then you get your LED lights, and you get your motherboard, and your CPU, and your GPU, and your RAM, and you get your power supply, and then I mean that would be one task. So the second task will be getting the parts into the workstation, and that dependency will be on task number one. So you cannot start task number two before task number one is completed, and then you can measure the amount of time that it takes you to gather the components before you start the second part. And it is endless. So you can 100% tell the customer who's paying for the computer, hey, this is the way this is the way that we are spending your hard-earned money in the bill that we're doing for you. To me it was like, wow, amazing. It's have you dealt with something like that before?
Previously, maybe not that exact tool, but just the steps in the process of making mass changes and things at last job where you got to just take the steps to get there, and each part is a project in its own where you're trying to maybe migrate servers or data backups, and just got to have a planned out phase in which you're doing it and a time frame, how long it'll take. And when you get everyone together on a call for these, they call them Scrum meetings. You have a project outline, and basically they break it down into story points on how difficult the task would be or how much time that it may take to get it done. So when you're working in those sprint type of environments, then it keeps projects ever going, and you get that faster delivery. So yeah.
There is nothing worse than being not a project manager. I think that the life of project manager in a real in an organization that follows agile processes and the PM box and just project management overall is very sweet. I think that the less likely job will be the Scrum Master, because the Scrum Master, I mean, those guys are there, and there's a purpose for them. But I mean, it's kind of complicated. Have you worked with a Scrum Master before?
Um, was she? No, I don't think she was a. She
Have
was
you been
a
a Scrum?
product manager. So she was a project manager. So
Okay.
I worked with product manager. So not just specifically a Scrum Master.
Okay. Well, guys, today. Let me see if I'm tracking everything is good. Today's video, guys, is about artificial artificial intelligence and
Yeah,
the next industrial revolution. I've been having issues with that word for a
yeah,
minute. Guys, the Industrial Revolution was a time of great change. It was very, very difficult times. It led to the development of new technologies, new industries, new ways of life. And today we are seeing what I call the AI revolution. The AI revolution is poised to be even bigger, guys. So, I mean, let me tell you a little bit about the Industrial Revolution, Lee, and the viewers out there. By the way, if you like, let me make sure that I put my phone. Do I have a? Let me put the phone number in the sample ticker. One second. One second. The ticker. Where are you? Banners. We're gonna hide this one, and we're gonna. Hey, 520 261 7246. Yeah, save it. Update. Perfect. Edit. Boom. Update. There we go. Now we got it. Now we got it. Um, it is updated. Do you see over there?
what? Oh,
The
yeah, I see
yeah.
the banner.
For some reason, I see the number. The secondary one is holy shit. I don't know if I see it. Oh, I know what's going on. Let me. I was
What the number is that? Somebody can call into it. Okay, real radio type of thing going on.
yeah. It is. You know how we do it. You know how we do it. So we got it here. We're gonna hide this one. And here we go. The phone number is right there. So 520-261-7246. You can call the show with whatever questions you have. Okay. Make sure that the questions that you have are good. But anyway, Lee, let me tell you a little bit about the Industrial Revolution. I'm sure that you have done some type of studies either in school. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, back in the day.
so
Yeah, that's
this is a very a topic that I fell in love when I was doing my early studies at Excelsior College. The Industrial Revolution was like I mentioned a period of probably one of the biggest changes in America. It began in Great Britain. Okay, I'm gonna read some things that I have in my notes in the late 18th century and spread all over the parts of the world in the 19th century. So this was not just an American issue. This was it was globally. The Industrial Revolution was caused by a number of factors, and those factors included number one, the development of new technologies such as the steam engine, and then when you are thinking about that today, you're like, oh, a train? Are we talking about a train? How a train? What a train has to do with AI, and how can these things, get together? But anyway, listen to these guys. The growth of the population. It happened in the 19th century. It's happening right now. The availability of raw materials such as coal, iron, which were needed to fuel the industrial revolution. Back then, those materials fuel the locomotive, trains, steam engines, you name it. Now we are seeing the same in the AI revolution, because we have emerging technologies, and then we see the growing population, and we see how the availability of raw materials, which in our case are what? Batteries, guys, iron. Okay, what else? We have batteries, um, copper, and what, lithium.
Lithium ion, yep.
That is really, really bad. That is really bad. I mean, not to mention the shortage of CPUs. That's why we need to ensure, guys, listen, that these individuals, our partners in the Occident, they are well taken care. Okay, guys. Um, the uh, uh, the Industrial Revolution was a theme of great change, and to the naked eye, but AI is already being used as a wide variety of industries, from healthcare to manufacturing, finance, and as AI continues to develop, it's likely to have an even greater impact on our lives. So back then, I mean, we used these machines, trains, to help the population in the world to move from one place to another. Right now, we're using AI pretty much on everything, to communicate. We're using AI to help us with our daily lives. We are using AI at work. We're using AI in hospitals. And many people, and listen to these guys, because I won't call myself a subject matter expert on the topic, but I have done some extensive research on AI. Most of you guys have computers at home, okay? And some of those computers have a graphics card made by NVIDIA or AMD. NVIDIA has one of the most powerful um, GPT-4 I'm sorry, yes, GPT-4, GPT-5 engines in it, and NVIDIA has AI in every single graphics card, uh, anything after GTX 1080. So we're talking about that any graphics card that was made after 1998 has an AI in it. You might not see it. It might not talk to you. It might not take control of your computer, but it's doing computations on your computer by themselves, without the CPU asking it, without the OS asking it, without the ring 0, 1, or 2, without any interaction with the BIOS. It's just doing their own thing within your graphics card to accelerate the process of the computations within the GPU, which is, to me, is insane, because it's an AI that we are not aware is there. It's just looking. It's just recollecting information. And one of the things that people don't know is that GPUs uses some ports on your computer that are 100% open all the time, connecting to the mothership, which is or calling, what we say in IT, calling home. And I mean, it's crazy how much information we have in our own machines, which is ready, available and accessible to this AI that we have in graphics card, RAMs, items, even CPUs. We're not even aware of them, and they are just collecting information, getting smarter day by day. How do you feel about that, Lee?
With it just it's going to probably make things easier, and also at the same time make people more dependent on things doing it for them. So at the same time, there's the fear about AI eventually taking over like jobs and because it's like a repetitive task. But at the same time, I feel as though just like you have to train the trainer or the manager, you still
Right,
have
right.
to have some people to actually manage that AI. So yeah, it can be beneficial and ease common tasks, but at the same time, you still needs that human element to watch it, govern it, um, audit it. Making sure that it's performing the right way. Uh, yeah, but it is amazing what technology can do when it's used correctly. But still just have to have a human element with it, and just that makes the efficiency better, I believe.
One of the things that I want to bring to you is that some experts already believe that the AI revolution will be bigger than the industrial revolution, and they argue that AI has the potential to revolutionize the aspects of our life from the way we work to the way we live. And then when they putting a statement like this in the Science magazine. Uh, Okay, so when they're putting a statement like this on the Science magazine, all I can thinking is, these are professionals. These are people that have done studies their whole life, and now they're talking about how these emerging technologies are going to take over everything. I mean, to me, it's amazing. I mean, it's something to see. In the point that you mentioned about AI taking over taking over our lives. I will say to you this. I think that I taking over our jobs. I will say that we will always need somebody or someone to protect those technologies,
Mm.
but we are going to be obsolete. I don't think that AI today, I don't think that AI will need human interaction to do any type of work. Any type of work in technology, zero. I mean, zero. I mean, you will still need humans to perform some jobs, but I don't know. I think that within the next 100 years, we are going to be the population of the world. It will decrease tremendously because of this.
Mm, yeah, it's hard to say right now, but the way it is, it's just not the way it is right now. But we know that technology always evolving. But the way it is right now, it's not able to just be fully autonomous like that. But you still need people to actually learn how the stuff works. So when things go wrong, they have to be able to go in and update it, fix it. And if you have an AI doing everything, I don't know if it has that capacity to fix itself, or maybe just like this thing on the screen with the matrix going on, you don't want to have that type of stuff going on, right? So I think the government in itself will make sure to try to moderate it, at
Mm,
least in the public eye, to moderate it
moderation, right?
to the point that it's not completely autonomous on its own. Yeah, it's probably going to be utilized like maybe 70% of it, and maybe it take away a lot of jobs. But I don't know if they'll actually let it get to the point of right no human interaction whatsoever. AI does it all, because that's just a big risk to everybody. So
Yeah.
hopefully common sense sets in there for it. Right now, yeah, it seems like there could be a potential outcome.
Which industries do you think that AI can take over right now today? And take over. Let's not let's think let's think. Let's open our minds. Any jobs out there. Can AI pick up trash right now? Can we um, automate a truck to fully drive itself, which we have them?
Mm.
Pick up a trash can that we just got to put some, I don't know, Apple AirTags on it so they can find it, and then put the trash inside the truck and then compact it, drive back.
That if it's oh man, if it's like a maybe a certain distance, because even The self-driving cars now, they still have to have a person at least sitting in it
Correct.
to the point to where it's not just veering off doing whatever. So
Correct.
that's going to be a lot of moving pieces there, even though it sounds simple. So I'm not really sure about it today. Maybe in the next 5 years or so, it may get to that point. But today, I don't know about the trash pickup, but I can see positions like call centers. I can see that because if people calling in for the same type of issues, we already have that going on literally today. When you call in, you usually get some type of virtual assistant, which is a bot, or you get
Yeah.
like a virtual assistant on the phones when you call in for an issue. And a lot of times they get it to where they can understand your questions and they
Right.
present an answer and they can potentially solve it without you even having to talk to anybody. And that's just a ticket solved on the AI part, right? So those type of positions, yeah, right now, those type of positions are in trouble for sure.
When I look at let's say for example, some of us we work for bigger organizations that include manufacturing, and they need individuals. Uh, they need engineers, they need cybersecurity, they need logistics, operation, management, security, physical security.
Hmm.
There's plenty of jobs out there. I can't imagine, going through a McDonald's and then getting your order through a drive-through, like in my case, even having an accent. So, do you know how many people ask me on a daily basis, what did you say? What
Yeah.
did you mean?" And then I'm like, okay, yeah, yeah. And then I do have an accent, but then I use in Microsoft Word, I use speech recognition, and then Microsoft Word has a button right there that is called dictate. Okay, I don't know if you guys have used Microsoft Word. It's, by the way, it's amazing, but then is power, it says right there, is powered by Microsoft Speech Services. Do you know what Microsoft Speech Services is?
um, for the
Uh,
most part, it can
it's
take some
another
text,
AI.
it can spit it out, and yeah,
It is another AI. Do you know how many mistakes do I make? Talking to Microsoft, barely. I still working on my masters. Pumping, I've been producing, 20, 30, 40 pages assignments on a weekly basis. And I see myself, I catch myself correcting myself maybe 3, 4 times,
yeah,
per page. Have a conversation with another human, I will have to maybe, based on the cues that they give me, potential. I will have to say a couple words, couple of times, or reiterate in a point to make sure that the point gets clear, which
yeah.
is, I get it. It's one of those things, but how can AI change, Lee? How do you think that AI can change the way that we live?
The way that we live.
Not live, not working, just live.
I mean, yeah, it can do a lot as far as like with people who are what you call those introverted.
Hmm.
They can have personal like mannequin toys type of things, and they can talk to those people. It can be like a therapy type of thing, right? They
Yeah.
can say this thing that I carry around with me all the time helps me with my anxiety issues. I can talk to it about anything. It responds. It always understanding me, right? So that can be something like that. For they had a movie about, I forgot the name of that movie. It was something similar, where they put some type of AI into a toy doll, and that's what the kid bonded with more than their own parents, right? But forget it's on the tip of my tongue. I forget it. But yeah, so it can do things like that, and maybe interact with your pets, and like you got maybe do chores around the house, help you do chores, automate those type of tasks. It probably can do a whole lot of that simple day in day out type of life things. Yeah.
So I have these ring cameras in my house. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I have 55. Now I'm joking. I got a couple of ring cameras in my house, and they do use some type of AI to pretty much tell me who is around my house. And there's a couple of blind spots in my house, and I can see. I get a map in my phone, and based on the location of the last known person in the thing, it gives me like a map of where that individual might be if there's an individual there. So, but anyway, let me tell you something. Ways that our life can change. Uh, I really think that AI could help us secure, okay, our homes, help us be more secure because I mean, there's nothing more scarier than if you don't live in the best of the neighborhoods, okay, and you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you think to yourself, "Oh shoot, did I close my front door? Oh shoot, did I close my car? Oh, did I leave the windows open?" But if we have some type of artificial intelligence that is programmed to take care of all those aspects of life for us, your door closes. I mean, your door closes 5 seconds after the door is closed, and if it's left open for more than 15 seconds, chimes at you. So everything that we have right now is software based, and by being software based, it means that it is only going to do what is predetermined to do. So if the software was written to a if you are not connected to the door for 5 seconds, chime once, but software sometimes fail. But AI can change the way that operates. So, and I think that if we have these capabilities implemented by AI, if AI finds an issue within the software, AI should be able to rewrite their own software in that device and help us, find another path to send a chime, to send a message. Let's say that the speaker went out on that door, like it's supposed to tell you that it's still open. So I think that AI should be able to either find a different way to direct power to the speaker, so it sounds or whatever way, or send you a text message, or find a solution to the problem. You know that's how AI can help us out. I mean, many people are so scared of AI, but hey, if you have one of these, if you have one of these iPhones, you already gave all your information to to the AI. I mean, they all have everything pretty much. I mean, and every other bigger organization is out there just leaking our social security numbers and your credit scores and your bank accounts, and it's crazy. What the times that we're living.
Yeah. Um, but I think on the scary part is much. It's not. I don't think really it is the information that it has. It's just what it can do with it being a self-thinking program. Like you see a lot of these movies. I don't know if you've seen Iron Man with that. It made me think about Iron Man when you said having AI that can protect your home, and that's what basically he had. To, as soon as he opened the door, the AI gets to talking to him, welcome home, opens the cabinet to fix a drink and turn the TV on, turns the temperature on right, and basically just does everything for this guy. And he made another program similar to that one, but it was supposed to be a world protection AI. So basically, um, monitoring the outside of the planet to see if anything is a threat to human life on Earth. But instead of doing that, the AI got to thinking that the program itself was not really saving people. So it in turn became, I guess, a malicious type of AI. It just said, I think my
Ooh.
best way of saving people would not to be watching Earth, it would be to destroy it and rebuild it. So now this AI is thinking that it needs to destroy everything. So that's where people get the scary thoughts from, right? Like this AI is able to just freely roam around and do whatever it wants to do, right? So
That is good. You brought a good point. I was talking to one of my colleagues a couple days ago, and we were talking about Jon Snow. Jon
yeah,
Snow.
yeah,
That's the guy
yeah.
from the
Uh, Game of Thrones, yeah.
Game of Thrones. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know how he went into the Watch. Yeah, the Watch for the bad guys.
Yeah.
And we were talking about having an AI watch, that it has to be, and this is what I'm proposing. I'm proposing because I know that YouTube is going to get the transcript of this video one way or another. What I am proposing is a national, a multi coalition, globally, okay, staff, so we can have an AI watch
Mm.
in an area it doesn't belong to any country, but countries, fund this initiative in order to, and this is what I'm thinking, okay, so we are connected, Russia, Australia, South America, North America, North, South Pole, we all connect, Asia, we all connected. And we have these transatlantic pipes of internet. You seen it? You know what I'm talking about? These internet lines are going under the
Oh
ocean.
yeah, on the ocean, yep, no lone single mode fiber.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying, guys. This is what I'm saying. Okay, get me here. So we have enough. We have enough intrusion prevention systems and intrusion detection systems, IDS, IPSs. We have all kind of uh, uh, um, protocols put in place in order to help us, fight an infection from any virus, whatever the case may be. But when it comes to AI, those things are very powerful, and I think that if in the future, I think that in the future, what will happen is that a country will be overtaken by AI. You know, something is going to happen. Something's going to leak. Somebody's going to leak something into the internet. It's going to start taking over servers. In one of the countries. And what can the rest of the world do in order to protect themselves from being infected? And it's cut the communication lines. And I'm
Mm.
not talking. I'm not talking about shutting down switches and shutting down routers and shutting down fiber. No, I'm talking about kaput, like cut it. Like a real, like a razor. And you have to terminate the communication. I think if you leave, listen to me. I believe that if you leave those communications open, the rest of the world will be infected within 48 hours.
Yeah.
If something like that happens.
Probably fast because that similar thing happened in that movie where the AI thing just basically took over not just the network that it was in, but it became the internet. It was the
Ooh,
internet. Like there's nothing you can do about it. It took over the space station. It took over everything real fast, right? So the only way, like I said, the only way to beat that is with another AI, right? So
correct. Yeah, we're talking, and you see the government agencies, you see the private sector, you see the PCIDS, everything is going to AI, and I think that we need to get more into what we call um, is zero trust.
mm,
And then zero trust, we need to implement zero trust in AI. We need to have controls to ensure that we can protect ourselves from AI. And right now, there's nothing out there. I saw that the Department of Defense, CIA, released a couple of days ago on the 1st of June, released the RMF Risk Management Framework for IA. I'm not sure if I share with you guys online. I probably share it on LinkedIn. I'm sure. I think that they're going on the right direction, but I mean, the guidance that they were providing was very vague. It sounded to me like they were trying to to aspects they were trying to like talk about more of a net of networks, instead of thinking about neural engines and things like that, things that are really 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 powerful. So
Mhm.
it's one of those things, man. So what else we got going on today, bro? What let's talk about your podcast. I heard that you've been making some noise over there on your channel, so tell us about it.
Man, it's just a lot with um, just processes in general, far as you know, with the getting into tech and cyber. Is there a certain path I have to follow, and just trying to lead people the right way, because there's no one right way. Is everybody got their own story how they got in. Maybe military, maybe a friend of a friend, maybe it was college, maybe it was a boot camp, maybe it was a couple of classes, maybe hey, networking, whatever. So it's just a lot of different things that people do to fall into the career somehow, some way. But me as myself, I just want to let people know that if you want something, then you're gonna find a way to make it happen. But don't fall for the okie doke of, hey, pay me $10,000
Yeah,
and we're gonna get you a
yeah, yeah,
a job next month. And
yeah.
yeah, it really don't really work like that. I mean, may have for some one or two people, but it's not. That's not the majority. That's the exception to the rule. Just gotta keep at it and actually learn what's actually needed these days. And when you got something that's needed, that's really simple. Somebody's gonna need that within that company, right? And, hey, we need that skill, we need that mindset. So yeah, and I've just been calling out those type of things, different HR practices and programs who may try to lead people the wrong way. That's mostly what I talk about, right? So
That's very important because many individuals, in my in our case, when the people that I have helped, the majority of the people that I have helped come, get through the one side to another is being military. So I help a lot of service members, on their way out of the military with their VA cases, with their retirements, with SDP, you name it. I mean, but one of the things that I help them out too is with resume building.
mm,
Resume building, and the other thing is interview and negotiations. And then every time that I'm talking to someone, the first thing, because I do have a website, and this is the plug, is cyberdomain1.com, cyberdomain number
mm,
one.com.
yeah.
Don't forget to go there. So I have a couple package where I talk to individuals, I help them out get certifications. I got your career, I become a mentor for you, but I'm going to charge you because my time is, I kind of do everything for free. I do have a package for 30 to 45 minutes where I get with individuals, most of them military, but anybody can use that, and I will help you out.
Mm-hmm.
And what I do is I pretty much check the resume. Check your resume, give a couple hints. I pretty much tell you you need to go to onet.com, which that's what I've been doing, and everybody should be doing that. And then align your resume and your experience with the job that you're targeting. Because let me tell you something, anybody can modify one way or another their resume to make it to a job that they're interested, as long as it's realistic. Okay, if you
Yeah.
yeah, if you are a carpenter, don't be trying to be an attorney. If you're a brain surgeon, don't trying to be a dentist. It's just not gonna work. So
Yeah.
but I mean things that are similar. If you have experience with leadership, leading people, yeah, you can be an IT manager. No,
Mm,
100%. Yeah, yeah. If you being an IT manager, you can be yeah, you can run a business. You can be the CEO or CIO of a corporation. Yeah, 100%. Yes. All I see on every interview that I've been, and that I love to interview. Even right now, I do have a pretty two pretty good jobs that I'm working on, and in addition to my business, and but I still go on interviews because I want to be on the floor. I want to experience. I want to see what kind of questions they have for me. I want to know what they're being asked. So in the event that somebody else comes to me, tell me, "Hey, I'm applying for this job. I can be I
Be
can be
ready
of
to get
assist."
ask these type of questions, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, this is what they're gonna be asking you, bro. If you're trying to get a job at Kentucky Fried Chicken, hey, this is the questions. Okay, how you get the chicken? Hey, this is how you get the chicken done. How much time? Yeah, 15 minutes on the fries. You take them out. So what I'm trying to say is that I stay on top of this. I keep going to interviews at least one or two every 3 months, 2 to 3 months, because it keeps my brain, like finding other things, other ways to help
Mhm.
help people.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something, guys. Let me tell you something. This is the one thing that I always find in these interviews. They're not trying to fill the requisition, the job. They're not trying to fill they're tr- with the best with the best, how can I say, the most qualified individual. No, they're not trying to fit the position with the individual that they're looking for, because some companies they have quotas on demographics. No,
Mhm.
they're not looking for that. Just on that, they're not looking at that. They're not looking to fill the position with the person that they think that will be a great fit to the organization. No, no, they're not looking for. They're not looking for the guy who's gonna get paid the least amount of money. They're not looking for that. They're looking for a combination. Is they're trying to fill these positions using this holistic approach, where you need to have a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and maybe we can get you these two things. Maybe we can put a package together. Because when you are sold, when your recruiter is trying to sell you to your hiring manager, he or she or they need to turn around and sell you to the company. They need to
Mhm.
submit a report on this individual. We think that this individual will work on this company for 4 years. We think that this individual will not request pay raises between X amount of time. We think that this individual will not utilize 100% their leave. We think that this individual health is X, Y, and Z. We think that this individual will not need compensation or extra certification, because when they're hiring you, companies are offering you, they're offering you classes, certifications, travel, this and that. They're offering you, is another one is the hiring manager, is this individual going to be performing or conducting any extracurricular activities tied to the company, as we call it, volunteering, with our shirt or with our hat or with our logo somewhere. Because those things, that's free PR. It's free advertisement for them. So when the HR, you know, individual turns around trying to sell you to the company, they'd be like, yeah, this is the guy that we need.
Mhm.
They be looking at your LinkedIn. They be looking at your Facebook. They want to know. They want to know if you go to the gym every day. They want to know, so many things. And then, your hiring manager is like, yeah, we want them. And then they be like, it's not going to be a good fit for the company. No, I mean, after you got this individual. I interviewed for Amazon in 2018, and I went to 7 rounds of interviews.
Nah,
7 rounds.
man.
I beat
Couldn't be me.
I beat all of them. By the way, everybody that I interviewed was everybody that I interviewed were to me they were let's forget that part. Anyway, everybody that I interviewed they were nice people. That's all I want to say. They were nice people. And after round 7, I got a text message, and we're not going to follow up with you. It wasn't an email. It wasn't nothing. It was like, hey, we're not going to follow up with you. And I'm like, okay, I left it like that. But then I saw that this individual hired a friend of his for the position. How do I know that? Because I follow the individual that I was getting this interview with, and I saw his connections, and I saw that one of his connections for a long, long, long time, who actually sponsor or vouch for one of these guys' attributes. it was getting it was like, oh, I like to announce that I got this position at Amazon, daddy yada yada. I'm like networking. It was in a network center at a knock in Tucson, Arizona, and the pay was ridiculous for that position. And until today, I'm like, God, man, that one slip, Um, sometimes the okie doke works too. It's all about who you know.
Yeah, it's a shame. That's exactly why I tell people can't. There's no promises out here. There's so much that goes into the hiring, like you just covered all these different aspects they looking at. And on top of, you can have the perfect resume, you can have the perfect interview, you can go through all these rounds of interviews, and you still won't get selected. And you're looking at yourself like, where did I go wrong? Well, the other person knew somebody, or the other person just, it was something that was probably out of your control at that point, right? So.
Yeah, they have, most companies have quotas, and the quotas is when you interview for a position, you need to interview three, four, five people, and then you select whoever you want. Most of the times, management positions are pre-filled already.
Mm.
So within the organization, they're looking for the most loyal individual who be, or the individual that they believe that knows the culture of the organization.
Oh, that begs the question. So, say it's been a lot of layoffs, right?
Yeah.
And you have a CISO who's been laid off from his last role. So, I asked this before to someone. What would you say? Could that person still be as come in as a CISO at another new company, or would they have to take a step back?
Oh, 100%, 100%. You as a CISO, I do some work for a private firm, as I do CISO work for a gas station, a gas station chain. I do this work on my off time, on my free time. Uh, and if I get fired from this project contract, can I get another CISO job? Yes, and then there's a caveat to that. Maybe, now listen to these guys. Maybe you need to know which industry you're getting into, okay? Because you might be going into another industry. Like for example, if you go from defense to radio and television, I am telling you right now that some of the jobs that you're going to be doing in radio and television, even though you have CISO potential, okay, are going to be jobs. Listen to this: jobs that you have not done in 2 to 3 years. Means that you're probably going to have to make some couple cups of coffee. Maybe you're gonna have to take the trash in the afternoons. Maybe you're gonna have to work every Saturday. Until you build your character, until you build your persona within the industry. But now we're talking. Now you're the CISO for a company who's producing movies like the Transformers or the Little Mermaid, Disney or X, Y, and Z. Those guys are not getting paid 300K. Heck, those guys are not getting paid 400K a year.
What
No,
would you, what would you gauge it at?
hey, 500 plus, 500 plus, 500K plus. Plus, they're getting bonuses, like crazy amount of bonuses. Because I mean, this though, Chief Information Security Officer, man, you are the chief, man. You are. I mean, Charles Schwab. The CISO for Charles Schwab. How much money you think that guy is making right now? Over 1.5 plus bonuses
Mm.
every year. And this is what you can see on forums. I was talking to a guy the other day about positioning Charles Schwab, and then they were like, "Yeah, this is what makes like 1.5." I was like, "What?" But then the responsibility, and then the amount of oversight that they have is just huge. It's just it's transatlantic, like we call it.
Yeah, wide scope of everything. But yeah, that's nice, man. 500,000. That's a life changing salaries up there when you get to that range, right?
Yeah, I think that anybody that starts, and this is for all the cyber guys out there, okay? Uh, there's a couple things that you need to know. When once you start, let me bring it back a step. When I started in the military, I was a private. I joined in very early in my life, and by the time that I left the military, I was almost to the top, the latest rank, the highest rank that you can achieve as an enlisted soldier. Okay, uh, I was very close. I was selected for promotion to the next round, but anyway, I was in my retirement mode, so I was like, no, I don't want that. So the military just pinned me, but I don't get paid anyway. From the beginning, I knew that I wanted to make it all the way to the top, and nothing was gonna stop me. You know, so I took every single opportunity that benefited both myself and the organization, and allow me to go to the next step. Okay, let's talk about loyalty. Loyalty at work. Yeah, we all love it. We all love it. Yeah, loyalty is amazing. Have loyalty. Yes, loyalty. Loyalty. Hip hip hurrah. Yeah, hip hip hooray. But if the organization decides to lay you off, like Amazon did, like Microsoft did, I mean, this is top 10. Top 10. If they're gonna let you go, they're gonna let you go today. They're not gonna give you 2 week notice. They're not gonna give you. They're gonna give you, this is your package. Put everything on that box. Everything else. And remember, when you sign the AUP, guess what? We sign the AUP. No, everything that you do in here belongs to us. You know. So they're not gonna let you take the word that all the hard work that you've been putting over the last 15 years. Hell no, you're gone. This belongs to whatever company you work for. So while you're working for a company, uh, get get your money. Get your money. Okay. You know what? Some bosses think that people need. Some bosses think that you need a day off here and there. Some bosses think that you need pizza parties. Some bosses think that you need motivational messages. Some bosses think that you need pat talk. You
Yeah,
know,
talk.
yeah, little talks. You know what people really need? People need one slice of pizza and money. That's
Yeah.
it. Okay. In my case, keep the pizza. I get my own pizza. Just give me the money. you
Mm.
know so it's about when you are in a position, you need to give 100% to your position. I have always done the same. While I'm working, if I'm working for X, Y, and Z, I am 100% dedicated to you. Nobody will outwork me. Nobody will outwork me. You can count that. Okay, if I see that somebody is outworking me at work, I will come to my supervisor and I will ask him or her or they them, what do I need to do to outwork this individual who's currently outworking me? Give me more work. Give me more overtime. Yes, that's how I live my life. Anyway, uh, but at the same time, I'm applying for another positions, and I'm trying to get promoted. So you better you if I am putting all this, if I'm putting all my effort to help the organization had to put the same amount of effort to get me to the next level, all the way up. You know,
Yeah.
all,
Well,
all the way up, and then I have short-term goals, medium-term goals, long-term goals, and they're like the 10 commandments, man. They're written in stone. I'm telling you, Moses came down and then struck the stone, and then here we go, my short-term goals. If I don't meet that short-term goal in that time frame, I give you 2 3 months. I might talk to you and I tell you, hey, I'm leaving, and guess what? Out to the next adventure,
yeah.
because you only live once. When you die, I haven't seen nobody yet. I haven't met one person that have tell me in their deathbed, I wish I was able to conduct another scap scan. Nobody, nobody. Hey, man, I wish I was able to turn in one more software, whatever. They don't. Do one more thing. Nobody has said in their deathbed, I wish I was able to run another marathon. Nah, they're just looking around to see who's around them to be like, okay, I'm going in peace. Family matters, man. So,
Hmm.
so
Exactly what I tell folks is people they give like so, it was some people I follow for Google where they were on working for Google at least on LinkedIn, and then hey, Google had their layoffs. They was there 20 some odd years, and now they looking like I never thought this would happen to me. I put in all my years with this company, and now I'm lost. They didn't even know how to apply for jobs, or they just was shocked that they thought they was good just because they put in years on. And that's where people get complacent and they stop learning and they just be satisfied with where they at, and then don't know how to navigate around when the worst comes to worst. So better be prepared than trying to get ready, right? Just already be ready
right.
for the worst. You don't have to get ready. You're already, hey, if you're already still actively talking to recruiters and just keeping your network open, that means if you were to get laid off tomorrow, well, you were already got your name out there, so the process would be shorter for you to get on somewhere else, right? Instead of just now I got to dust off the resume, got to update it, got to get it reviewed, and then I got to start connecting and networking, and you're already behind. You're already behind. You're behind. You got to keep up. So.
Let me tell you something, Lee. There's something that I do every Monday, and I have done this since the military, and it's that I look at the job openings for
Hmm.
the organization that I work. When I was in the military, I knew that there was a position for a platoon sergeant, you know, and then me as a platoon sergeant, I knew I was one of the three platoon sergeants in Charlie Company, whatever company, yeah. So I always check with staff duty. Hey, my S3. Hey, are you guys looking for another platoon sergeant over there? Me being a platoon sergeant, asking that question to the sergeant major over there, he'd be like, "No, we're not looking for no other one." That tells me that I'm still on the job. So and that helped me a lot. Trust me. When I left the military and I went to work for the civilian sector, I always check LinkedIn and I check what's the other one? The job website.
It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them.
The most popular one is
Indeed.
Indeed, yes. I always check not internally. I always check LinkedIn and I check Indeed to see if my position is up out there. If I know that my company, like for the first company I worked for was R&K, if I know that they have a contract for 10 ISSMs, and I am one of those 10s, guess what? If I see another position for an ISSM, the first thing I'm going to ask is, did R&K got awarded a new contract? And the second question that I'm going to ask is, to the other 9 ISSMs, are you leaving the company? And if I get a no from those 9 ISSMs, I am applying jobs. I'm applying for another jobs. So that's the one thing I'm going to tell you. The other thing, guys, is never, never, never accept a position in a company where you are not vested on your 401k from the beginning. Okay? They do not go for a company that will hire you. I will tell you, oh no, you get vested after 2 years. Because what this was happening. They're gonna put money in your 401k. Your 401k is gonna go to 10,000. They're gonna fire you like 2 months before you're vested, and now half of the money is gone back to the company. That happens. So do not sign anything unless they give you something that says you're vested from day one.
Mhm.
And the next thing, get some skin from the game. What I mean is if you're gonna go to a new company, if you all have a set of skills that is beneficial to that company, make sure that you ask for a bonus on stocks. If they're gonna give you a $10,000 bonus, don't get the money. Do not get the money, because guess what? They're gonna tax you. They're going to tax you 40%, 45%, depends on the state. But if you get $10,000 in stocks, guess what? No tax. no tax, and you get everything in your pocket. So that's the best advice I can give you right now. Um, what do you think? What do you think, Lee? How you want to?
What about the people who's well you touched on one part of when you said the vested part of the 401k. So if somebody would say, hey, I've been trying to work for this company for a while and I got the offer, but they say they don't do vesting off immediately. What would you tell them? Just
So
still
you got it. You got. They need to put some type of They need to get some when as they're getting their offer letter into their site. They need to tell them. They need to put some type of. They need. Okay, if you make $100,000 a year, and you're gonna put 4% of your pay into that vesting company. So that would be $4,000. If you're not vested until year two, in that contract, you better have an $8,000 bonus. You know,
mm,
or a bonus that will be equal to having that vesting money back to you. So it will be probably you want 15,000. So after taxes, you got $8,000 in your pocket, and you get that money. You get that money, and find yourself a good CD. You put on that CD for 2 years. Once you're vested, you put it back into the 401k. That's the best thing you can do. I mean, if you are creating wealth, if you are not coming from wealth like myself, I came into the game poor. I am creating wealth. So what can I say? Man, you learn these things from being poor. Because when you're rich, you don't care. If you got daddy money, you don't care. My daughter,
mhm.
she don't care, bro. She just not dumb. My wife, she looking at me like, yeah, sure, you got this. But me, day to day, bro, I'm like, man, this is a struggle. I'm like, I mean, what else can I do to to secure generational wealth?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you touched on another part, which I thought was funny because the recruiter I talked to on one of my shows said the same thing as a method that a manager or someone would do in your company to basically get that employee at a mind state of acting the way they want to. So when you say, hey, they post your position or a similar one online and they're not really trying to fill it. So example is what this recruiter said is he was working with one of his companies and an employee was requesting a raise after like a few years and taking on a lot of different projects and kept on requesting a raise, but they never gave it to him.
Ooh.
So he kept requesting, then he started getting hostile, started not performing well and showing up late and just basically retaliating for not
Yeah, yeah,
being
yeah.
paid. So what they did was post his job online, which they knew he would see, and he saw that. So he talked to him. The employee talked to the recruiter guy because they were like friends, outside of work, and basically in the end, he said, that, "Do you think that guy asked for a raise or anything again after he saw his job posted online?" I'm
You know,
like,
this
"Wow,
this is the thing, man. And this is part of my how you call it, moral compass. Is that everywhere I go, from day one until day zero, doesn't matter if I am happy or not with policies, contracts, X, Y, and Z. I will always give 100%. you know even if I think that I deserve that 10% pay raise on that next year, and you only give me a 1.2, I will give you 100%. Because by me giving you, because I don't, at least, and this is totally off. I wasn't thinking about talking about this, but I don't work for the man. My case, I work for God. It's deep. It's deep. Some people don't like these topics, but I work for God. So me working in these companies is not me representing. I'm representing God. So when I'm working, I am representing him, and people don't know this about me, but my work ethic is so they see me and they can say, man, this guy work his ass. He work his butt of this on this company. He did it. He gave it all from the day he got there until the day he left. And the next thing they see you is like, oh, what's going on? Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you're a Christian. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. They maybe they put one and one together and they can help him. They can serve it as a thing that they can put on the head. But I don't work for the man. I work for God, man. God gave me the opportunity. God put me in that position. God opened the door. God gave me the paycheck. God showed me how to breathe, how to walk, how to. I mean, from day one, I'm telling you, God giving me life. God got me right here. Guess what? It's all about God, man.
Yeah.
So I don't do I don't do that. What I will do is this: if I'm asking for a raise, and the company doesn't give me a raise, I'm not gonna be the one standing on that company. If I think that I really deserve it, and then I'm being undervalued and mistreated, I leave the company. You know, like I mentioned to you before, don't let companies treat you this way. And if you know of someone who is being, this is something that you need to that you need this is something that I like everybody to hear, is that sometimes we work in corporations, and then this corporate you have a coworker, and this coworker is you can see how the management of that of whatever corporation can abuse this individual, you know
Hmm.
and give believe it or not, these individuals have more work than nobody, and they're always running 100 miles an hour, and then you see them stressed all the time. Do you see them just like losing their mind? I mean they're just crazy, and then it's our duty as professionals, you're I mean I'm putting you too in this one. It's our duty to come tell them, hey bro, like, what's going on with you? You okay? I don't think you're okay. Sit them down, talk to them, tell them, do you think that this is fair? You gotta have these tough conversations sometimes, man. So hopefully that individual you were talking about is doing good, man.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that individual, but I know the recruiter who has
Oh,
those type of stories who
yeah.
within these companies, right? So that's just what's going on these days. It's just not being talked about enough. So it's time to bring it all up on Front Street so everybody can see when you think about a company. These are the type of things that goes on behind closed doors. So,
hmm Anyway, bro. Anything else you want to put on the show today? Because we're about to close this.
oh yeah, that's like I got everything out for me, man. Other than that, that's all I got. It was a good conversation and touched
Yeah,
on
for everybody
some
out there
pretty good
watching,
topics.
don't forget to follow Lee. What is your channel again on YouTube?
Oh yeah, the Clay Talk Show, man. Just type that in, Clay Talk Show, and I got a few episodes out. Going to post another one tomorrow. I just recorded a few days ago with my HR friend. Get some of those hiring questions answered that people want to know about. What is overqualified, what is underqualified, how do I stand out amongst thousands of
Oh.
applicants? So all those questions will get answered on that episode.
That is a great topic, man. Anyway, looking forward to see your channel. Looking forward to see your video, bro. I will see you in our next video, man.
All
Take care, Clay.
righty.
Have a good night, man.
All right.